Okay, we are at Jeff Dunn's house, and from what I understand, we have had several callbacks on this. I replaced a B vent, in which I did a good job, but he's still having issues. Apparently, bone dry did this roof a couple years ago. What I've done is I've went up there and I've just, diagnosed a few issues that are going on. Well, a dozen at least. So we're gonna have about a dozen topics. But we're gonna start up the ladder. First thing we see is this wasn't taken care of. It was just caulk. You can see the caulk starting to break away. If we look down here, right there, we're starting to see a little bit of water damage where water's coming through there. So that's already having an effect on this roof. As we step off the ladder, what we are going to see is we're going to see a nail popping through the shingles. If we continue up the valley, we're going to see one backing all the way out through the shingles. We're going to take a step back and we're going to notice a bastard run. A bastard run is basically a baby run. You call it a bastard run because you really don't want it there. We go up a little bit further, we're going to see more bastard runs. We're going to see a 3-inch offset. And we're just going to continue on. Now his leak is showing up around the pipe and down below. I've got cap nails set out for just to show me my spots. I'm going to now, we'll just take this out. What we'll see a little bit of a hump on the plywood. This is where plywood butts together. And we have something going on here. What's going on here? Let's just lift it up and we will see that there is a plywood clip sticking up. It's creating a leak, sending it down. Typically, what happens is when people are tearing off, they'll bend the plywood clip up with their fork. They never knocked it down. If we continue over a little bit further, what we're going to see is we're going to see another hump. We have a hump right here where they tore up a plywood clip. It isn't poking through yet, but it will. Now let's go down the roof a little bit. We're going to stop here at this cap nail. If we lift this shingle up, what we see is a crotch nail, a nail right close to the crotches. They should at least be 6 inches away. This nail is blown through, this nail is blown through, and they're starting to slide a little bit. We're gonna go on down, and I marked this one with a hatchet. So we're gonna lift this up, and what we're gonna see is we're gonna see nails blown through the shingles and higher where they don't hit the head lap. Now we see another cap nail. So what do we got underneath here? We have the grip or the step flashing higher than the head lap, so that's no good. If we look up through here, there is no step flashing. If we look right there, we see a piece of step flashing ending and a cut off shingle. So water's most likely running across, getting in this area. We also have a return from a gutter where water will spread, run this way, get in right there. If we take a step back, what we see is the step flashing, or not the step flashing, but the siding doesn't come back up to where it should. What should have happened was this should have came apart. It should have been step flashed with this step flashing meeting on the bottom of the shingles. If we just stand up and look, we got another baby run on this roof. So we're going to find us another cap nail right here, and this is exactly what I was talking about. If you can see the indentation where the water can go right here, it's just going to pull it sideways because there's a hump there. It's just going to draw it sideways. That's where your leak's coming from, along this wall down through here. Let's just go up here, see what we got right here. Now this one, you can see that it looks like a piece of hail or something's hit this shingle, but it actually hasn't. What happened was the person who was installing put their nails sideways. So if we look like this, we can see that the nail is sideways. The person was right-handed because it's leaned right-handed. This is the proper way to nail your nails, if you do like this, you're tilting them, and it's going to create shit like that. Now we're going to go over to just this other side. This is not an exhaustive investigation, inspection, but just being curious. You want to see what's going on. Look at this huge wall. If we look right here, we got step flashing that's exposed. We got another piece of step flashing that doesn't come down to where it should be. Now if we just lift this shingle up, we'll notice the step flashing is just way high. Water's going to hit right there, run sideways. This will create a leak in the future, guaranteed. We go down a little bit further, we're going to lift this shingle up, and we're going to see that they don't even have step flashing there. They just nailed over it. So expect issues from this wall in the future. Is that a dozen? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like I have, did I pick them all up? Looks like I have 3 more of these out. Okay, so yeah, so you got nails just backing out along the valley. Your return wasn't done correctly. This wall wasn't flashed correctly. What's going to need to happen is, if you can see the hump there, the plywood clips are going to need to be corrected. This will need to be fixed. Whatever they got going on under here, there's something, a piece of something under there that they just roofed over, which is creating a hump. And then we got another plywood clip here. It isn't breaking through yet, but it will. All right, now if we look at this other cap nail, I'm just gonna pop this shingle up. What are we gonna see? We are going to see a piece of debris, or maybe, I don't think that's a, hey, that might be another plywood clip, but we got a hump here. It's a piece of debris under here. If we look right here, we got a nail backing out. They didn't have their nail gun set correctly. But yeah, that's the gist of this one. See if we can turn this off. Are you kidding me? All right.